Hi there, and welcome to the LittleFernFibers Knitting and Crafting Podcast. My name is Ellie, and can be found on Instagram at LittleFernFibers. I live in Wisconsin in the United States with my husband and our two young daughters. So if you are new here, welcome. So glad to have you hanging out for a little bit. And if you're returning, welcome back. Hello. I hope you are doing good. I hope you have some knitting curled up with you, and thank you for following along. So if you'd like, you can subscribe. I try to do videos maybe every month or so. If you watched the last one, we just had our second daughter. So time is different right now. It's been a wonderful time. It's been really special. We're all doing really well. But my knitting time and time to record these episodes is far and few between, which is a-okay right now. That's how it should be. But yeah, so every month or so. But yes, we are all doing well. Thank you for all the well wishes that we received. We're all adjusting and figuring out how to be a family of four, and we're kind of hitting that 2-month mark where things seem to be smoothing out, and we're figuring it out a rhythm, so that feels really good. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. I think this is going to be a pretty short one. It's early in the morning here. Everybody's kind of starting to squirm. I'm keeping an eye on the monitor. And today here in the United States, it is Thanksgiving. So that's exciting because it's kind of a little bit of a start to the holiday feel, at least for me. We aren't doing anything. We're just having a little special dinner here. Yeah, we won't be seeing family, unfortunately, just with the little one. I don't think we're quite comfortable yet with, everything that's going on, and she's still so little, so we're gonna wait it out till maybe next month, and then hopefully we'll be able to start seeing family. But yeah, so that's our plan. So hopefully this weekend, with the time off that my husband has, and we'll be able to just hang out and I'll get some knitting in. So I have a very special project to talk about today, and I also wanted to do a giveaway. So we'll get to that, but maybe first I'll talk about what I'm wearing, which is the Folksy Sweater by B Mandarins. This is Melody Hoffman, and this sweater, the pattern is knit to like here, so like this color work, and then the rest is plain. However, when I was looking at projects of this pattern, there was a woman on Instagram, I believe she's Blooming Woolly, and I saw her project where she incorporated more motifs for the rest of the body, and I loved it. She has such cool crochet work that she does, and she has awesome choice and color combination, and I really liked what she did, so I just tried to kind of look at the picture and kind of try and replicate it. So I thought it kind of gives it a really folksy feel and whimsical, and I really like it. A fun color work sweater, and so that's what I'm wearing. Okay, so to start with the really special project, it involves spinning wolf fur. And before I talk about it, I just want to be very clear and upfront that this project and the fur that is involved and the wolves it involves, there is absolutely no harm to these animals or any other animals. And all of the policies, government restrictions, state laws are all very strictly adhered to with this project. So everything is legal and approved by the government. I actually have a letter, describing that I am able legally to be in possession of this fur. So I just want to be very clear about that up front. But this project is in relation to the International Wolf Center in Ely, Minnesota, which is way up near the Canadian border. And it is an educational facility that is home to ambassador wolves that are captive born wolves. They are not wild wolves, they are born in captivity. It is not a breeding facility, but they are ambassador wolves that are so well taken care of. They're such beautiful animals, and they help with education for the facility. And the facility's aim and mission is to give education and information about wolves and their importance in the ecosystem and their relationship to humans and their environment, and just the importance that they serve. So it's a wonderful facility. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link down below. And they have like beautiful live cameras that you can watch their ambassador wolves at all times of day. And right now they have 4 wolves currently, and they're all so beautiful. And anyways, that is what this project involves. And I got involved by way of the woman who introduced me to spinning. And if you'd like to hear more about that story, I will put a link below, but I was in an interview with Kristy Glass, and I talk more about the underpinnings of this whole project and story there. And if you are interested, I can maybe talk about it more in length in another episode. But for right now, she got in touch with the International Wolf Center a few years ago, and what happens is that every year the wolves naturally shed their undercoat, so the thick downy winter coats that they have, just like a husky or a dog with a double coat sheds twice a year. Wolves only shed once, and they shed at the beginning of summer to get rid of that winter coat. So their ambassador wolves naturally blow the coat, but the highly trained wolf care staff goes in with like a dog brush and helps the wolves get rid of their winter coat. And they are so relieved and happy when they have it all off and they can cool down for summer. So all of this fur is then gathered and sent to this woman, and I will put a link to her. She's an artist. Her name is Chillon Leach, and I will put a link. I believe she has a website now. She's a wonderful artist, and I will put a link below. But they send the fur to her, and her, myself, and 6 other women wash, card, and clean, and pick, and spin, and then knit the wolf fur into projects like mittens, hats, all different things that then go back to the Wolf Center. So every ounce of fur goes back to the Wolf Center for an annual auction that they have, where all the proceeds go to benefit the wolves and the facility's mission for education. So it's a wonderful project to be a part of. It's really special to me, and yeah, I'm so glad to be a part of it. I started 2 years ago, and I was able to work with a lot of the fur then. However, policies changed last year, and fur was not able to cross state lines. So I was able to knit items, but then just sent out of like commercial yarn, and then sent them back to the woman who started the project, and then she embellished it with the wolf fur. But this year, wolf policies have changed yet again, as they always do. So they have been delisted, which is wonderful in the sense that I'm able to work with the fur this year. However, it is important that wolves, are well taken care of by the government, and so it is unfortunate for them. Hopefully that all changes, but I am just very honored to be able to work with this project and support the wolves. So here is the fur that I'm working with this year. I only wanted a small amount just because I know I don't have a lot of time. Sorry about the bag. So she sent me some. I recently got this in the mail along with the permission letter. But this is wolf fur. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? It's 1.5 ounces. It's so soft. You can feel all the little guard hairs, kind of like the prickly bits. But the undercoat is so soft and it's so warm. Like my hands are like sweaty touching it, but it's so beautiful. This fur is very special in that it came from a wolf that recently passed away just in the last few months, a bit unexpectedly. His name was Denali. He was a beautiful big wolf, very spunky personality. Yeah, such an integral member of their current pack, and he recently passed away. And so this is really special for to be working with this year, and I hope to give it the love and special care that it deserves. So this is the fur that I will be working with, and so I will spin this up and then knit it and incorporate it into some special projects that will then be in the auction. And it's an annual auction. It's usually in February or March. I'm really excited to be working with the fur again. It's a really special experience. If you'd like to follow along, I hope to kind of share the process. And yeah, it's a really important project to me, and I'm so honored to be able to be a part of it. So that is that special project. And the next thing that I suppose I will talk about is a project that I was working on last time, which was the I'm Obsessed jumper. I wore the sweater in the last episode. I was knitting a gray version of it for my cousin, which I gave her. I'll put a picture here. She really rocks it. She looks so cute in it. And I finished that and gifted it to her, and now I'm working on the third one. This is for my sister. I'm still really enjoying the pattern, but yeah, this is for my other sister, and it's the same jumper. And I believe the designer is Brenda Lam. I'll put a link or information on where you can find her, but here it is. It's so soft. This is using Knit Picks Wonder Fluff, which this is the first time I worked with it. I really like it. It's super soft. I know my sister doesn't like scratchy sweaters, so this will be perfect for her. The yarn's really great to work with. There's some alpaca content, so I'm expecting that it will kind of stretch out over time, but that's okay because it's kind of a baggier sweater anyways. I really like the yarn. It's a little sheddy. Like my project bag is kind of filled with black fuzz, but I think that's okay. But I just have the collar yet to do. I'm gonna just do a short little mock collar instead of the full length collar that the pattern calls for. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this done and move on to a different project because this is the third one, so I'm kind of ready for something different. But they knit up so quick because you're using chunky yarn and needles, so a fun project there. So I'm almost done with that, and I hope to crank it out in the next few days while I have a little bit more time. So that is that. And the next thing that I'll show I was working on last time too are the Into the Woods socks by Bee Mandarins, Melody Hoffman. So this is another one of her patterns, and here's the first sock completed. I have not yet woven in the ends on the inside, but here it is. I love how it looks like pine trees. I debated doing the cream the whole way down the toe. I think that would have looked really nice. But I thought this was kind of a fun way to finish it off. And I actually asked Adam, my husband's opinion. Like whenever I have like color ideas or questions or like length, I always go by whatever he says. He has like such a good knitting opinion. I don't think he even realizes it. But he doesn't knit, and he only knows kind of just because I probably yammer about it all the time, but I always highly go about his advice. Anyway, so here's the finished sock. And yeah, I did the Eye of Partridge heel here, which isn't what the pattern called for, but I really like the durability and kind of the fancy schmancy look of that. I added some nylon here, just for a little stability in the heel. And I have this much on the second one, so I only just started it. And I'm using this beautiful fingering weight Wisconsin grown, milled, spun, dyed, acorn dyed yarn from Cast and Dye. I absolutely love this yarn, and we'll probably keep talking about it and keep talking about it. But yeah, it's gonna be so warm. I absolutely love it. And so that's that. We'll see when I get around to this, but I started the second one, so at least that's going for me, right? Everybody is still sleeping, kind of. I see some eyes open. So the next thing I think I'll mention or talk about is I had started this a couple episodes ago, like in summer, and it's called Santa's Laundry Line, and it's a little Christmas holiday decoration. Now that our 2.5-year-old is kind of, I think this will be the first holiday that she kind of understands a little bit more of the magic surrounding Christmas and all of that fun stuff. So this is it. Just a little fun decoration of little miniature size garments. There are a little pair of boots and a little pair of long johns yet to the pattern. I haven't had time to knit those. Hopefully I do eventually over next year, but I at least wanted to get the main things on drying on the line for this year. So there is a little set of mittens and some pants, suspenders, some socks, a hat, a little jacket, complete with a raglan, neck, and a little scarf. And it's so cute. I hope she really likes this. I feel like this is something that I would have just loved as a kid. I'm sure it'll get ripped down and played with, but that's the whole point, isn't it? So this is just some red and white twine that I think you can find on Amazon. And then these are just tiny little clothespins, craft clothespins. So cute. So that is that, and I think we will be decorating this upcoming week. So I'm excited to put this up and see what she thinks. Yeah, so we'll see, and hopefully I'll finish the other little garments this year, if not next year. And so that is that. I will put a link to the pattern too. Now I kind of got it all knotted up, but we'll deal with that later. So that is that. And what else? I started spinning again, which felt really good. I hadn't spun in a while, just because while pregnant it was a little uncomfortable to be at the wheel. But I do a lot of spinning, and like last year, a year ago, I was doing art yarns for an Etsy store, and art yarns based on art. So like if so like Starry Night I would take the colors from that painting, find scraps that I had of fiber, wool, yarn, you name it, and then spin those together to create very unique, one-of-a-kind skeins based on famous paintings. I'll put a link to maybe some of them here, but I haven't done those in a while. I love doing them and I can't wait to start it again. I just haven't had the time and it's a lot of work, so maybe soon. But I did start spinning again, just kind of for myself, and I spun a beautiful, here it is. So I have yet to scan it up, but it's all applied. This was a braid by Chickadee. I believe it was called Darkness Before Dawn, and it's blue face Leicester. And I just took the braid, separated it in half, lengthwise. Got wool fur on me. Separated it and then spun each section and then plied those together. So super basic ply. I'm not the most consistent spinner just because art yarns are typically what I spin. I want to try and improve my skills at consistency, so this was an attempt to do so. But here it is. I have a feeling it's probably like a worsted DK lace fingering bulky weight yarn, everything in between. But here it is. I love how it kind of looks like the marredness of Spin Cycle, and we'll see what I do with this. Maybe I'll use it for the wolf project. We'll see. So that is that, but it felt really good to be back at the wheel. Spinning to me is very much in line with knitting, and then it's like, okay, I'll just do one more section, or I'll do 5 more minutes, or let me just get to this, whatever it may be. Where with knitting, it's like, okay, let me do one more row, or let me get to this stitch section, or whatever it is. So I find those both very addicting in that sense. So that was that, and I'm supposed to celebrate kind of getting back to the wheel and the wolf project spinning and the holidays. I thought it would be fun to do a giveaway, so I will show you what the prize will be. And I wanted to do this because I want to share the craft of spinning. I feel like there's a lot of people that are big knitters and want to delve into the world of spinning, but it seems really daunting, and I totally know that feeling. That's how I felt, but it's so accessible. There's so many ways to go about it. There's so much knowledge out there about it today. And it opens a whole new way and perspective of looking at knitting. Because all of a sudden you understand fiber and yarn and fabric in a whole different way. So I just wanted to share the craft for maybe those of you that want to start a new craft or try spinning, or I just hope to share it. So if you would like to enter this giveaway, how about you comment down below if you could be any fiber, what would you be? So think about it. I'll pick a random comment, but what fiber would you be? Can I say wool fur? I think I would be wool fur because it's, I don't know. I think I would want to be wool fur. I know that's not a typical spinning fiber. Okay, if I had to pick a typical spinning fiber, I think I would pick I don't know. Let me think about it and I'll tell you next episode. Yeah, I need to think about it. Okay. So comment down below what you would be if you'd like to enter. And this will be the prize for the giveaway. It is a Turkish drop spindle. So instead of a spinning wheel, you can use a drop spindle. This is a way to spin yarn. and you wind the yarn that you spin on here, and this dowel is kind of a mechanism in that the yarn come up, or the fiber is attached, and by either spinning it this way and having the weight at the bottom here, it spins, you are then plying and spinning the fiber. Or how I learned is that you would be holding the fiber here that's attached, and you cruise it across your knee, and then it comes off and starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and by turn spins the fiber. There's so many videos on how to do this, and you know, you can totally experiment with it. But this drop spindle, just a super basic drop spindle, easy to use. It comes apart, so I don't want whoever to, when they get it, to be like, why is it broken, when they get it in the mail. Oh. Ooh. There. Okay, so it comes apart, super basic design, but this will be part of the giveaway. And then this big little puff of just some basic merino wool. I was gonna do like a braid or some dyed wool, but I thought, you know what, when I started and I was I had braids, it was like, I don't want to touch that yet. I was hesitant because you don't want to mess it up, and I didn't want whoever received it to feel like that, because I know that can be kind of like a debilitating feeling, that if you have like a precious skein or a precious braid, you don't want to use it. So I thought basic first. You can always get more. This is so easy to come by, like on Etsy or anywhere on the internet, and this would be a way to just have you get started and get the feel for it. So happy spinning to whoever receives this. I will randomly pick a winner, and I think I will announce it in the next episode. So that is that. And I'm excited to hear your comments for that. So I think that is all I have for today. I did start a swatch for the Terrazzo Slipover by Petite Knits. I'm having a hell of a time with the gauge swatch and figuring out what's going on with that, so we'll see if that ever comes to fruition. But that is what is going on the needles right now. Other than that, yeah, I think that's what I have so far. The sky is starting to lighten. Little ones are starting to squirm, so I think I'm going to call it for today, and I'm so glad to have had you join along if you are. And happy holiday season to those of you that celebrate it, and if not, I hope whatever season you're in is you're finding some special ways to enjoy the change in the season. So thank you for following along. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead, and yeah, hoping all of you are well and lots of stitches are on your needles and projects on your horizon. So thanks again, and I shall see you next time. Bye. I also wanted to mention a few knitting podcasts that I really enjoy listening to. This is the time of year that I really like to cozy up with knitting at the end of the day and put on a knitting podcast and find inspiration, and they're so calming, and I really enjoy and look forward to catching up with the knitting podcasts that I watch. So maybe I'll do that in the next couple episodes too. But the first one is, sorry if you hear noise, that's my husband woodworking downstairs. The first one is called My Cup of Yarn, and it's Clara, and she is from the Czech Republic. I love everything she knits. I love her aesthetic. She's a young mom too, so I feel like I can really relate to her, and yeah, I feel like I've connected with her, and I really enjoy her podcast. And she's also on Instagram, and I'll put links down below. Another one is the Knitting Hobbit, who is Ruth, and I believe she's in Germany, and I love her project. She's always got new things going on, and she does a little bit of spinning too. But yeah, she's fun to watch, and I love kind of seeing the spinning part of knitters too. So, and then another one that I just kind of like binge watched. She's got, I think these are all kind of newer podcasts, just like same with this one, but it's the Kriya Bia podcast, and her name is Rebecca, and she's based in Edinburgh in Scotland, and she has a great podcast too, Wonderful Aesthetic. I love her project. She's doing like a ridiculous test knit right now called the Billy Pullover, but I loved following her step along as well. So check those out, and I'm sure you will enjoy those too. So there's that.